The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Pt1 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
This is Africa Diaspora Connect.
Join us as we take the journey from the motherland to America.
We share our experiences and learn from them.
Here is our host, Kibathi Gaturu.
Folks, welcome once again to the African Diaspora Connect. I am your host, Kibathi Gaturu, coming at you from Studio 21. Today's journey, this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be an emotional roller coaster. And the topic today is going to be domestic violence. This is something that's a lot of times just hidden under the rug, never really brought to light. It exists right in our doorsteps, in our confines. It takes powerful women to finally say enough is enough and say that they're going to tell their story. So brace for impact, folks. Before we get started, I'd like to know this episode is brought to you by Care Plus Healthcare Staffing, providing nursing solutions to a wide array of facilities ranging from nursing and group homes, assisted living facilities, hospitals, you name it. It's a one-stop shop healthcare staffing agency offering vetted healthcare staffing solutions for CNAs, LPNs, and RNs. They cover Worcester, Middlesex, and Hampden counties, cities and regions around Worcester, Lowell, and the Springfield environs. It's a woman-owned minority business and a registered Chamber of Commerce entity. CNAs, LPNs, RNs, look no further for your staffing needs. Care Plus Health Care Staffing, 774-232-9548. Call that number and Miss Naomi will pick up. So, folks, we're still on our quest for 2,000 subscribers. You know what to do. And if this show doesn't get us there, I don't know what will. I do not know what will. So, guys, we're everywhere. Wherever you listen to your podcasts, we're there. ADC coming at you. So I have an amazing couple here. This is a mother and daughter duo. I've known moms for several years, Ms. Magdalene. It's always a pleasure. I haven't seen you in a while. It's been a few years. And I want to thank you. Introduce yourself. Say hello to the audience.
My name is Magdalene Njuguna Kamau. Njuguna is my dad. Kamau is my husband. You can recognize me as she or her. I am a social worker by profession.
Absolutely. And who do we have? The fine authority of meeting today, superstar herself, Annie.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ann Wanjiro Geshohe. A lot of people know me by Shido or Wanjiro, and I'm a 22-year-old mother, R&B artist, and international superstar. International
superstar. Domestic violence. I'll start with mom. We're here to bring light to what our daughter is going through. And there are those of you who have already heard her story. You've heard she's an international superstar. She's done amazing things in her life at this early age. What goes through a mother, and how does a mother cope with her child having to be exposed to this malicious cancer called domestic violence? How do you cope with that?
First of all, thank you for watching. As a mother, it's really tough when something like this come up. And through experience, I have been in there before. And when it comes to my daughter, it really hit me hard. And the coping mechanism that I use most is prayers and meditation, which have brought me up to here.
You're a mother of three. She has two other siblings. You said you've been there. You've been where, Magdalene? Where have you been?
I have been married before. This is my second marriage. And the reason why I left my first marriage is because I experienced domestic violence. And as Mr. Kibathi has said, I'm a mother of 3 biologically, and I have other 3 children from my husband's side. So I'm a mother of 6.
You're a mother of 6. So Ann, so listening to moms, looks like maybe you grew up seeing mom go through this as well.
Yes, I did. Growing up at home, I'd also always see my mother cry. I would always see my mother hurt. I would always see my mother depressed. I'd always see my mother fed up. I would always see my mother almost reaching a breaking point. And it used to hurt me because I was young and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to tell. I didn't know how to help her. So watching somebody that you love go through something so hurtful is not hard, as she would probably say about me. Watching me go through what I'm going through right now, it's not easy as a mother. And I know that because now I'm a mother. I'm speaking from a mother's perspective now, not from a child's perspective. I know, God forbid, I ever seen my daughter forsake the things that I've seen or the things that I've been through, I would be torn into pieces. So growing up, it was really hard at home. Yeah.
Magdalene, with behind closed doors, we new wave immigrants living in the diaspora, and I'm sure we talk amongst ourselves. Is this thing? Does it happen a lot? Does domestic violence exist in our communities a lot? What do you know? Do your friends talk about this? Is it out there just people don't talk about?
Let's say it's our culture that most of our women, they don't talk about it because when we were growing up, our mom or our parent could advise us, as a woman, we should keep quiet. We should not talk. And that's what brought most of the women in our culture up to this point, where they don't want to talk about it because we're told don't talk about negative things. And growing up there and coming in USA is a different culture where everyone has to speak out. And I encourage, being a social worker, I encourage everyone to speak out in order to be helped. No one will know what you're going through unless you talk about it.
Why do you think women stay? Why do you think they just take it in and just keep praying? Why is that? Why?
Can I also answer that?
Yeah, sure.
No, you go first.
The reason why most women stay is because of their children. So they want to have their children being brought up by both parents. So we push in, we stay, so our children will be in that family, the unit of a family. So that's why most parents or most mothers or fathers also, they stay. And also, it's like our culture is, you need to show that you are together all the time. Some of us is to praise our parent, others to praise the community. They don't want to say.
Just for show, you like I have a husband.
Others I also say is because of the title.
Of being a wife.
Yeah, or being a father.
Of being a father.
Or being married.
Of being married.
There you go.
I've succeeded. Go ahead. What you had something to say. Why do we stay?
I stayed for my daughter.
You stayed for your daughter, like, okay.
I didn't want to see my daughter grow up in a home like I did.
Understood.
With divorced parents. I definitely did not want her to grow up the way she's growing up now.
And we're gonna get to that too. Yeah.
Yes, away from her mother.
Yeah. So you stay. We sacrifice for the sake of our children for the most part.
Yes.
That's a common denominator. Our children.
Yes.
Keeping up appearances.
I want to add one thing: the
Go ahead.
lifestyle. I stayed for the lifestyle.
And we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that lifestyle, that lavish lifestyle. We're gonna get into that. Chrissy, you've been through domestic violence.
I have, yeah. It doesn't discriminate, definitely. I grew up in domestic violence. My mother, not my father, but my brother and sister's father was a drug addict, physically abusive, especially so towards me. I was somehow a constant reminder that I was not his. So I was a physical reminder, I guess, of her, if you want to call it infidelity. They actually split up. But I was the constant reminder that she had been with somebody else. So just constant physical abuse, mental abuse. It does a number on you, but strong women like us, we can make it through.
We can make it
with
through.
a lot of help and support with one another and from the community. We definitely make it through.
Yeah. I mean, you're a social worker, Magdalene, and that puts you in a unique situation as a social worker. And, there's no one cure for all, but it's just so sad that in this day and age, we're in the 21st century, we're still bludgeoning our wives or daughters. It's just so sad. And I know it happens to men out there as well. I know men out there who get the reverse of this, and it's never spoken about a lot. It's more prevalent, the victims being the females. But in this day and age, we're still talking about it. Annie, we're really here, and we're really here for you, Shiro. We're here for the most part, for both of you, because it's been a generational thing. It's come from that generation to this generation. You grew up in a humble, religious Christian family, Magdalene. You made that clear to me.
Yes.
You've never seen your dad raise his hand to your mother.
Never.
Ever.
No.
Never, ever.
Even he never smoke or drink.
Wow.
We grew up in a peaceful home.
Yeah.
Where I'm proud even today.
Yeah.
For how I was brought up.
Yeah.
By prayerful parent, and we always stayed together as a family, even to date.
And I can tell you're a praying woman. I can tell you are a praying woman.
That's true.
And there's a lot that's come out of your prayers. But Anne, you're honestly the crux of today. I wanted Mom to really introduce herself and talk about her life. And now it's our children. You're my daughter's age, same age, a couple of months apart. How I got to know Anne is your mom had asked me to come and MC a function because her daughter was going to Hollywood to audition. When you hear superstar here, this is no joke. This one is, what's your handle? What is your handle?
The official Ann.
The official Ann. This is no joke. So you were going to Hollywood. You have a talent, a skill about you. Tell us about your talent. Tell us about you.
I started singing in church at a young age. Music was my first love before my daughter. I ate, slept, breathed, danced, spoke, everything. Music. Music is my therapy. When I don't talk to my mom about what I'm going through, I go downstairs and I write a song about it, and I cry my heart out to my song. That's why I'm so sensitive about my music, and I'm so scared to release my music because I'm so scared to tell my story. I'm so scared to be heard for the first time. Throughout my music career, I have not been heard. I've just been making music that sounds good. Now I'm ready to get heard. I'm ready for you guys to listen and really listen.
We want to listen. Africa Diaspora Connect. We will listen. This is the real Anne. So walk us through that whole eminence of going into Hollywood, discovering your talent, and the kind of things that you've done just to get you to that level of being the superstar that you are.
Well, I was 11. That was back in 2011. It's 2021 now.
10 years ago. It's a decade. Yeah.
I'm 22 now. A lot has changed. But that journey with my mom's support, my mom has always been there for me. When it comes to auditions, she was there with the kids in the bassinets. With one kid over here, one kid over here.
Oh, your siblings. Yeah. What's that life like? What's it like?
It's a rush. My life is a movie. That's how I describe my life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent. My life is a movie. If you sat down and watched my movie from the audience, you would be amazed. When you watch a movie and it says based on a true story,
Yeah.
they talk about people like me.
And that's my kind of movie, by the way. I always look for those based on a true story. I want to watch your story. I want to listen to it.
Yes.
So, yeah, you're telling us about the life, just one audition after another.
Just getting turned down. I learned at John Robert Powers in Boston. When you go to auditions, expect a no and hope for a yes. Expect that they're going to turn you down. Expect that they're not going to pick you. Expect that you're not going to win. When I did American Idol, X Factor, The Voice, America's Got Talent, I expected not to win. But you expect for an opportunity. You never know who is watching you.
Yeah.
You never know who is listening.
Uh-huh.
You never know who's going to look and say, you see this girl? I want to do something with her. And that's what it's been like with me. God has literally placed me in the right place at the right time for all the opportunities that I've gone through from now until then. I've been in movies. I've been in commercials. I've been in sitcoms. I actually just got booked right now before we walked in to do another sitcom. That's my job.
That's your thing.
That's my passion.
So how do you grow up with that? How do you
just do it.
configure that with school, for example? How do you get?
One thing I would like to make very clear to everybody watching about my education, because the community is very confused about my education.
What happened?
I did not drop out of high school. I graduated early from high school.
Okay.
I was a junior and I decided, you know what, school is cool, but I got bigger plans in life.
Yeah.
So I went to my principal and I said, hey, can I graduate early? And he said, nobody's ever done that before, but why do you have straight A's, you have a 4.0 GPA, you're a CNA, what influences you to just leave school?
Yeah.
And I said, I don't want to drop out, but I don't want to be here next year. So I went to my mom. I told my mom. I brought her the idea, and my mom encouraged me. She said, as long as you pass and you graduate, that's all that matters to me. In 2017, I went to Atlanta. I filmed for a whole year, Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta and Loving Hip Hop Atlanta, and Leave It to Stevie J. And then I came back and I walked the stage with my class and I got my diploma from my mom because my mom was in the audience and she wanted to see her daughter walk the stage. So I kept my promise. I came back from my acting gig and I walked the stage. And then I also did 1 year of college when I was a junior in high school so that I could get my credits to graduate early. So I'm well educated.
All right.
My family comes back. Let me correct that. My mother comes from a very educational first type of home.
Africans, that's how we
African
do.
parents,
That's
you
how
know.
we do.
Education first.
Oh, yes.
Education first. No
Yeah.
matter what you're doing, she
No,
will
it's
make
God
sure.
first.
Oh,
No, sorry.
God first.
God first.
Education second.
There we go.
So I've just always been encouraged to do well in school.
And you were a straight A student.
Straight A. I've honor roll.
Honor roll.
I've never had a problem in school. I've never been the kid that's getting suspended.
No.
I've never been the kid that's getting kicked out of school.
No.
Like this new lifestyle that I live now, it's really different from when I was in high school. When I tell you guys enjoy high school, I
Enjoy
mean
it.
it.
Enjoy
That's
it.
coming from me. Enjoy that time because you're going to be somewhere where you're going to be paying bills. You're going to be somewhere where you're going to be feeding a child. You're going to be, you just enjoy your youth because I would go back and try a few things differently.
Really, yeah?
So it's unfortunate that, you know, time only moves forward and never backwards.
Yeah.
So I just have to take what I've done and learn from my mistakes and be the best me that I could be.
What I can say about education and being in school, I was so proud of her because she could go to school, regular school, high school, and college at the same time. I can remember she get out of school, she got do homework for college because she was going college online. I paid Queen Sig for her so she can double task. She was doing high school and college together.
Gifted.
So
when she graduated high school and then 1 year of college.
Gifted. Truly. From birth. My goodness. Amazing. And moms, you know, we just got to give you the credits. I mean, I can imagine how many planes you've had to jump on and places you've had to be and skipping work. What's that life like? When you're a superstar?
Thank God I'm over 18 now. I do it by myself.
But before you got to before that, what was it? Because there are parents who are going through this, and for us, it's not even much. It's just running errands. You are at a different level. What was that like for you?
Let's say that life was not easy, but I was able to do it. I remember when she was going to Boston.
Yeah.
John Robert Powers, that's where she studied college for
acting courses for sitcom.
So I paid cash there. It's not cheap.
I can imagine.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I was paying, and every Saturday she has to be there 9
in the
to
morning.
5. And remember, I have 2 kids, a difference of 1 year.
Wow.
So I was putting them in the car. We go there. We take her there. Then I would stay on the hallway in the extra room with the kids, go feed them, get tickets. I got so many tickets in Boston because when I pack, the time will expire.
I can imagine.
So it wasn't easy then. She's going to Georgia. I'm with her.
Wow.
Remember? Thank God for my mom, my late mom. May she rest in peace.
Amen.
She came over to rescue me.
Amen.
I could leave her with the kids because she was always asking, Ann, how are you doing? Even the time she could call me back in Kenya, and she pursue on her career. I still pray for her. And I know she still pray, and my dad too.
Wow. Well, this is what parenthood, this is what motherhood is all about. The sacrifices that we make for our children to give them that best foundation that we can. We're here to talk about domestic violence. This is just an intro. We are going to get to the crux of the matter. That journey into stardom and the loops, the roller coaster effect of that elusive life out there that honestly every child wants to be. Every child wants to be
everybody.
Everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody wants to be somebody.
But nobody knows what it comes with.
It's a jungle out there. Africa Diaspora Connect. We are coming back for part 2. Yes, we're leaving you on a cliffhanger. We will now take you into the inner depths of the entertainment world. And there's some of the underlings that happen out there that no one speaks about, that have done a number on our daughter here. But she is here, and she's brave, and she's alive, and she's going to talk about it. She's going to tell her story. Thank you so much. Part 2 coming at you. Stay tuned.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.